Hello and welcome to my chat show, The Changemakers. Today I have a very beautiful guest with me. Her name is Enya Epelle. She's come all the way from Nigeria and joined me on this chat show. Hi Enya, how are you doing today?
Hi Nita, I'm doing good. How are you?
Nice. I'm absolutely happy to have you on this chat show.
Thank you so much, and I'm so happy to be here.
True that. So tell me, Enya, give me a brief background about yourself.
Okay, my name is Enya Epelle. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a coach. I have certification in anger management and emotional intelligence. But I have a niche in being a mind coach. I'm a mind coach. Yes. I love what I do. I have a background in mental health. But I prefer to use the word mental wealth because I know that when you are wealthy in your mind, it helps you to have a balanced, kind of life, which also affects your mental health and general well-being positively. So yeah.
That's an exceptionally beautiful way of putting it across. Instead of saying mental health, you say mental wealth. It changes your perception completely about that, isn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Right. So, Enya, tell me, how was your life earlier and what were you doing back then? I'm talking about your life like as in when you were done with your college and you were looking out for maybe a career choice or what should you be doing with your life?
When I was much younger, I have always been fascinated with mind, how people think, why people behave the way they do. But it never occurred to me to take it on as a career. So it was just something that I loved, I just was curious about, especially about myself, why I behave the way I do, why I react the way I do. But that was basically it. I was kind of coasting and allowing myself to be influenced by the circumstances and the things that happened to me. Right. So that was where I was. And that was how I kind of felt life was, that really there's nothing you can do when things happen, they happen. What will be, that kind of a thing.
True.
So that's the kind of person I was.
Right. So then what were you thinking about in terms of your life, your relationship, your career, or what was your thought back then?
I would say that I really didn't have a definite, there wanted to be so many things, but I ended up doing history as a first degree. Right. And I found out later in life that my love for research and my love for, exploring things, excavating things, trying to get to the bottom of things, kind of, blended into what I studied. So you could see that because history, of course, requires a lot of reading, it requires a lot of research. So along the line, I was like, okay, so even though I wasn't really sure, it kind of blended in because I love to do research. So currently now, I do a lot of studies and research about what I'm currently doing.
I think we have this thing in common between each of us, because even I, quite later in my life, actually, I found out that I had my interest in archaeology. So I would also love, doing excavation and finding out old things and what was the history behind it and what kind of people were there. So yeah, it's quite fascinating, actually.
Interesting.
Yes, right. So like you said that initially, the mindset or how people think attracted you. So what did you actually end up doing then as a career when you were at that phase that now I have to start with a job? So what did you do then?
Well, eventually, I wouldn't say that I was really a grounded person early. Okay. I would call myself a late bloomer, okay, because it was later on in life that I kind of found exactly my bearing, because I did quite a lot of jobs. But I think people seemed to be drawn to me when it came to, talking to me, like, you know, people found it easy to talk to me. People felt I could understand them a lot,
Right.
you know. So in the course of life, I became a pastor. So I became a youth pastor. So I was dealing with a lot of young people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was another, you know, defining moment along the path to, you know, where I currently find myself, because that gave me a wider perspective of people, how they, you know, how they think, how they respond to things and all that. And it was also a great learning process for me.
Right, right. So then tell me, when you were trying to make a choice for yourself in terms of your career, what kind of feedback did you get from your family, your friends around you? Like, did they push you for something in particular? How was it?
Well, in this part of the world, one of the reigning things then was either to be a lawyer or to be a doctor. I know my dad wanted me to be a lawyer. He wanted me to be a lawyer, but I really had no interest in law. So that was basically it, because I think by then we really didn't have so much knowledge about things like this.
Right.
Yeah, so it was kind of like groping in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
My dad wanted me to be a lawyer because of the prestige of the job or of the name. Right. I don't think there was any other thing than that.
Right.
But I know that I would have chosen, if I had known better, I would have chosen either sociology or I would have chosen psychology. Yeah. That was really my area of interest from way back.
Right. I can actually even see the glow in your face, you know, when you discuss these things, because I think you're extremely passionate about these things, isn't it, Enya?
I am, incredibly so.
So, how did these things, it make an impact on your decision-making skills in terms of your confidence about your capabilities? So when your parents are telling that, you know, you should either be a lawyer or a doctor, what kind of impact did it have on
you? I knew that I didn't want to be a lawyer.
Right.
I knew that at a young age. And one of the things my parents had kept telling me as a child was that I had a very creative imagination. I was a very good story writer. I still remember in my grade 1 or 2, I wrote this story about flying to outer space and all that. And my dad kept reminding me that you are a good writer. You've always been a good writer, storyteller. Wow. I kind of abandoned that along the way.
And you were in grade 1, you say?
I love books. I love books, wow. But I never picked it up as something that I never took it up. I don't know. It's just now, in retrospect, you know, when I think, I'm like, wow, you had all these things and yet you could not recognize that you had these things.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yes. So I think when we are born, God gives us a lot of these capabilities and possibilities within us. And then as we grow, we forget. And with all the conditioning that happens around us, we kind of then undermine our own capabilities and we start listening to what somebody else is asking us to do, isn't it? Right.
Exactly.
Right. So then how did coaching happen to you? Like, what exactly brought you to coaching?
I think it was the season I was in. I was in a very dark place. Okay. So I knew I needed help, but I didn't know how to go about getting help. But I think I would say that my awareness, the awareness of myself, I think that was my redemption, because I was able to realize somewhere down the line that it was anger. I was an angry person. I had bottled up a lot of things. I was resentful about a lot of things. And I knew that if I did not deal with it, it was going to affect me, and not only me, my family, in ways that people would wonder, like, and yeah, how could she, do that?
Do you want to share any story with us? Do you want to share?
I guess there was a lot going on at that time. I was wondering, like, is this what life is really about? It just seemed that there was more to life that, and I knew that I hated my life. I knew that there was more to me. It couldn't be that life was just all about what I was seeing. Right. And then you see, my internal states of mind was affecting my marriage relationship wasn't working. Yes. I had just lost my sister. I was struggling in so many ways.
Right.
So I knew I needed help. And I just spoke to a coach, of a friend who is also a coach. And I said, look, if I don't get help, I'm going to implode.
Right.
And so she referred me to a coach. So that's how I had always wanted. I loved coaching, but I didn't know how to go about it. I didn't know, but when I went in for my anger management intervention, I found out that they were also doing a certification in coaching, and I joined them. That's how I joined them.
So once you identified the issue that you had and you wanted to come out of it, how did it impact you in a positive way? Like once you started, with your coaching, what all improvements did you find in yourself initially to begin with?
Oh my God. You know how beautiful the sunrise is, right?
Absolutely.
You can imagine, it's night or it's early morning and the sun isn't up. So everywhere is just dark.
Right.
But then as the sun begins to rise over the horizon, things become clearer.
Absolutely.
So for me, it was like an awakening. Like, okay, now I understand. Okay, so now I understand why I respond this way. Now I understand why this happens. So it became like putting a puzzle together.
Right.
So things started falling into place. I could now understand better certain things. It was really a defining moment for me, honestly. It was.
And you have explained and expressed it in such a beautiful way when you were speaking about the sunrise and you were associating yourself with it. It simply blew my mind. I have never come across this beautiful explanation, Enya. Oh my God, no wonder they say you are truly creative, I must say. Beautiful. I mean, it just touched my heart, God, I got goosebumps. Beautiful. I loved it. So now that you are done with your coaching, right? You've completed your coaching, you said you're certified. How are things in terms of your career and your family life? What kind of an impact has it had now?
Yeah, of course, because, there's one thing that I tell people. I say, you are the common denominator. You take yourself wherever you go. So if you have, a sad, you're sad on the inside, you're angry on the inside, you're going to take that wherever you go. So of course, the fact that I was angry was reflecting on my little son, was reflecting on my husband, was reflecting on the way I was relating to myself and people around me. So of course, by the time you switch on the lights, I like to use illustrations because I feel that people tend to relate more. Yeah, yes. Because if you, in India, you guys have power outages just like we do in Nigeria. So imagine that you're coming to your house and there's no light. You turn on the switch, there's no light. You have to start groping around for things.
Yes.
But once there's light, everything, where everything is. So for me, it was like having the light come on in my mind, in my heart, helped me to adjust certain things. So of course, relationship improve. Of course, I can't even talk about, because the Incredible You program was just amazing. Yes. That opened my eyes further. So it has helped the marriage relationship. It has helped the way I relate with my son. It has helped the way I relate with other people. I understand people better. I empathize with people better. It has done, in fact, I think getting coached is the best decision I ever made in my life.
Wow. All you people, you all need to listen to this carefully. Getting coached was the best decision of her life. Amazing. True that. So, I think even I have rightly named my chat show the Change Makers, because it's only when you decide to take that decision and make that little change inside yourself can things around you improve.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, so tell me, why do you think what would you actually like to tell to all the people who are listening to this chat show and who keep telling this, I don't need this, or who keep delaying the decision? They know they require help, but either they are too ashamed to accept it, acknowledge it, or they are just delaying it. What would you want to say to these kind of people?
Well, I would say if you're in a place where you feel you don't need it, first and foremost, know that the most successful people in the world, they are successful, and they have coaches.
True.
So there's something about coaching that unearths things in you that you can never excavate on your own.
Absolutely.
There are questions that it's kind of like, imagine a light that is covered with tons of blankets.
Yes.
So you keep removing layer by layer by layer by layer by layer by layer, and then all of a sudden the light comes on. So coaching helps you to remove all those blankets, coverings, whatever it is that is keeping you from really blossoming the way you should. Because each and every one of us is meant to, live life fully.
Right.
Why cheat yourself out of that? So for me, I would say, if you don't allow yourself or make the choice to be coached, you're cheating yourself out of so much more. So it's kind of like there's a ceiling. There's a ceiling that's, you always hit. But when you allow yourself get coached, then you break through it and you begin to see realms that you never could have seen before.
Right.
It introduces you to a new realm of yourself. I don't know what else to add.
I was just going to add that I think all your clients are going to be extremely, extremely happy with you, because every time you use an illustration and example, I am like blown over. I'm like, wow, that's such beautiful. I mean, the blanket example was exemplary. It was just too good. And I really want to say, I'm sure, 100% sure you're going to be one of the best coaches in the near future. I can guarantee you that.
Oh, thank you, Nita. Wow, that is some high recommendation. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So tell me, Enya, now all these, as we grow up, we start having these dreams. We have a certain thought process of how we want our life to be. Even you, I'm sure, would have had certain dreams. Now just tell me, after coaching, how closer are these dreams to you now? How realistic do you feel are these dreams? And are you actually living the life that you dreamt of after you are done with your coaching? What do you have to say about it?
It's incredible that things that I had prior to now had felt that were not possible, I can literally touch them. Yes. I can literally touch them. In my imagination, I'm already there.
Right.
So it's just me being pulled in that direction. So
right.
A lot has changed. And I'm sure that people around me, and I've had them tell me, people around me have seen the changes in me.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a ripple effect when you allow yourself to get coached.
Yes.
A good coach, you allow yourself to be coached in, you are just something about to happen.
Right.
Something is about to happen.
Right.
And I love to give illustrations, right? So I just imagine myself in a tropical jungle. And in the tropical jungle, you know how tropical jungles are.
Yes.
So the path is often hidden by all the foliage that blocks the path.
Yes.
But imagine yourself walking through and you're making the effort to make sure you remove everything that blocks your path. And then all of a sudden, you just see this beautiful scene,
right,
in front of you.
right.
So that's how it is.
Right.
That's how it is. Something is your future or your destiny, or it's just waiting for you to take the step.
Right.
And it's there. It's waiting for you right there. But it's for you to make the choice to head in that direction.
True.
But it's there.
It's hidden. It just wants to be unearthed by you. It has to be uncovered by you. Right.
Exactly. But it's right there. It's right there.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I truly loved all the stories that you shared, all the examples that you have given. You've truly been so inspirational in many ways. In fact, I have now a lot of clarity in my own mind, about how I'm going to speak to my client. You've given me so many ideas, Enya. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great. So that's it. I'm glad you came on my chat show. You shared your beautiful experiences and your inspiring stories. So I wish you all the best as a coach, and the world will be watching. Coach Enya is coming for you.
Thank you so much, Nita. I'm so glad for the opportunity. Thank you for all you are doing. You have this very peaceful, tranquil. You know that it's not everyone that you're chatting with that you just be flowing the way I was. That's because of your energy. So thank you so much. I know you're about to happen. You're about to happen. Yes. So world, watch out for Nita.
Wow. Thank you so much. The pleasure is all mine, Enya. Thank you for being on my chat show. Thank you for being the change maker.
Thank you. Thank you so much.